How are we doing? Here we are again in July. Happy 4th of July for those that celebrate. My name's Ryan. I'm a comic. So, month of July, first week, here we are with our predictions. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to predict of the 11 jokes that I'm going to work in July, how many of them I believe I can get to be working bits by the end of the month. Can I do it? We will see. It'll be a lot of open miking between here and now, and maybe some weekend work on the way. I have a couple of gigs at Hyenas and Tucson and Dallas Comedy Club, as well as parts unknown like Terrell and Weatherford. So we got some gigs coming up on the calendar. I'm excited to get into these. So, like I said, I have 11 jokes that I'm working on. That's 1 1. And we're going to try, and my prediction is I can get 5 of these things to work. So let's go through them. Let's go through the 5 bits that I believe that I can make into working bits by the end of this month. First one is about online dating and people looking for a third. So that will be joke number 1. I believe will work. Second one is getting my car repaired and looking at my car while the mechanic like pulls it into the shop. So that is going to be joke number 2 that I believe can work. Joke number 3 is a friend of mine. She has a tiny house and she moved to Hawaii, and I had a joke about how she had to move her tiny house by herself using basically an airline. So that's joke 3. Joke number 4 is that I don't really have confidence with people, but I do have like remarkably arrogant confidence when it comes to petting animals. Like, I will absolutely believe that a dog will love me immediately. Like, it could be snarling, and I'm like, he just hasn't got to know me. And so that is joke number 4, which I realize is kind of an insane personal insight into myself as well. Like, I cannot talk to people very well. I get very over analytical. I get analysis paralysis and awkward. And so I don't understand. Maybe it's because it's an unspoken thing with dogs that I can just talk and I don't have to worry about listening. Last joke is basically about the horror movie Hereditary, and I believe that one will work. It's kind of a quick little quip more than a full on joke, but maybe I can stretch it out to where it's a good 2 minute bit. So speaking of bits, let's get into what I believe are probably going to be the 6 that I don't think are going to make the cut. Like, I look at them, and when I write these in my set list for the month, I get so excited. I kind of read through them like, oh yeah, this will work, and then I start to do open mics, and I look at them, and I'm like, how is this going to work? Where did the optimism when I wrote this down in my set list come from? And so some of my bad ones this time is I have a bit about the iTunes, like my album covers in my iTunes constantly updating and changing to different album covers that I didn't know even existed for some of these bands. Like, also some make me feel old. Like, I had a 25th anniversary edition of a CD that I bought, like original, and it just is, it hits you like how old you are because they just changed that album. You don't get to see the original cover that you basically bought the first time. Second one is a bit about how the inside of your car kind of talks about where you are in your life. Like, how many times have I gotten into a car where they've basically somebody just has trash piece after trash piece after trash piece just sitting in the passenger seat of their car. And so it's one of those things where it kind of goes everywhere, and I don't really know have which direction that I want to go with it. Like, it encompasses so much, and I am really, really kind of trying to find that balance, I guess would be the word, of making this, what direction do I want to take this. So that's going to probably, where I think that one is going to fail, is that it just doesn't really have a clear path for forward for that joke. Another joke that I am constantly like I'm working on is soap opera, where it just seems like people, there's only certain things they show in a soap opera. Like they don't show like the true to life of being with somebody. Like it's just waking up in bed. It's never their shower. It's never the little things. It's always like these big moments. And so that is another joke that I am working on that I feel like may not work just because I may not have enough soap opera knowledge to make that work. Like I only watch what my grandmother watched. No one else in my family really watches soap operas. So that's another bit that I feel like is going to struggle. Another bit is my joke about when I was really young, being intoxicated and having to change a flat tire. And this will probably not work just because I, there's not much to the story other than me panically changing my tire in front of police officers while being intoxicated and trying to basically just get home. And yeah, I've seen the comments of people like with the drinking and driving stuff. By the way, that is now 25 to 30 almost years old, those stories. So it's not something I have done currently. So just kind of keep that in mind. Like I do have a lot of life experience to draw on. Another bad joke that I think is gonna not make the cut is gonna be Gadzooks. Uh, Shopping at Gadzooks back in the late '90s, early 2000s, like that was the only store. Like it's really weird. Like I only do like one or two stores per mall. Like I don't really go into various stores a lot. So it might be something there. I don't know if I will be able to make that work just because it's a lot of still kind of in its fundamental stages, and we will definitely find out by the end of the month. And then my last joke that I don't think is going to make the cut is one time when I was stranded on the road, like like one of the vans, a windowless van, just basically pulled up and asked if I wanted help with my car, and I absolutely lied and said I do not. And I was I was kind of terrified. Like I'm sure the person only had the best of intentions. I'm not super attractive, but it just terrified me that this guy was doesn't know anything about cars or anything along the lines of fixing the car more than I would just be super nervous. And so I will try to make that bit work. I am not sure if that will work, but we will definitely give it a really solid try. And that's my sixth and final prediction as far as the jokes that I think won't work. Really excited. I actually have done a couple of open mics since for this past week while trying to get this recorded and work and holidays and getting, just trying to find more places to perform. And so here we are on a Saturday afternoon recording this. Um, so far, so good. The third wheel has been like the strongest bit, full disclosure. So hopefully, a lot of these other ones will kind of follow suit and I'll have some really solid material. Other than that, I will update you and probably do some more videos here soon. Maybe maybe some stories, maybe some tips of things that I've experienced that I've struggled with, and joke stories definitely will be on the horizon here. But hope to hear from leave a comment, subscribe if you want to follow my journey. Excited to have you. But happy Fourth, and I will see you in the next video.